You know, some people might say, in fact, that this is the complete emasculation of the former royal known as the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry. But is he happy with it? More importantly, is everybody else? As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Lovely to have your company on a very chilly day here in London town. And by the way, thank you so much for supporting the video regarding, of course, the wonderful story regarding that classic hit, Downtown. So many of you did remember it with great affection. And as you rightly said, and I totally agree, absolutely, chums, 100%, it should be Dame Petula Clark. It's funny, isn't it? Why, you know, I'm wondering, is it because she lived over in Paris for a long period during the 60s, early 70s? I'm not so sure, but there has to be a reason, because clearly she's a favourite with the royals. I know that the Queen, in fact, liked her songs, as did Princess Margaret. In fact, they were quite chummy. So that's a bit odd, isn't it? I'll try and dig a bit deeper into that, but thank you so much. And as ever, it remains free for you to watch whenever you've got the time. But I think you'll enjoy it if you remember the era of the swinging 60s. Yeah, a lot of you remarked about Twiggy. I know Twiggy, she's lovely. Absolutely lovely. But you know, as she pointed out to me, she couldn't believe the explosion that it had. Can you imagine what that would be like today? Yes, just incredible, isn't it? A beautiful lady then, still a beautiful lady now. And you can buy her frocks, girls, in Marks and Spencer. She's a designer. Yeah, well, I know you love these little bits, absolutely. It's a little bit like this, of course. Prince Harry. Now, it's a funny thing, isn't it? When he went into the marriage with Meghan Markle, he was very much the leader, you know, the guider. He was always the one telling her what to do. We all knew that was absolute poppycock, because we knew she'd crush him, of course, like a black peppercorn eventually. And that's the whole point. You know, she played it demure, always looking for the camera. When she went on those first walkabouts, you could see she was always looking for the camera. And that was the thing. She basked in that bit. She loved being on the front cover, but then didn't want to do the work. Now fast forward a few years, and as we saw recently in the Invictus Games, well, basically Harry's reduced to taking pictures of her with snaps. She's always elbowing her out of the way, pushing herself forward, meeting and greeting people first, and he allowed it for a while. But now he's lost complete control of his wife, and this is a fact. You see, you'll notice on this recent video that she put out to align herself as an influencer, pointing out to the rest of us, well, these are the problems that she'd had, and this is what she's doing, and American Riviera, all that sort of stuff. Harry's voice had to be left on the start of the video because she wanted people to know that he was the cameraman. Now, behind the scenes, apparently Netflix would very much like Harry to be more involved, being a sort of, make it fun, you know, make it goofy, less sort of serious, that sort of stuff. But we know before, at the start of this year, when they filmed that now Line in the Sand video numerous times, the 2025, you know, where she's frolicking around with her tresses up and down the beach, well, he had to film that as well. And apparently, again, you know, this is down to two things. That, well, they want it to be more informal. This is Netflix, by the way. And they want it to be more relatable. But they also want Harry in there. But Meghan apparently is only keen on Harry being her, shall we say, cameraman, bag carrier, door opener, and not just for her, but making sure, of course, that the mother goes first too. We've seen that on many occasions. Now, as the thumb screws get further and further placed upon Miss Markle, they know, that is Netflix, that the interest factor really is the combination between the two. Whether you can see strains in the marriage, bickering, that sort of stuff. And that's the line they want them to go down. So if Meghan's jam doesn't hit the jam, as it were, she'll have to include Harry in front of camera. And that apparently is a thorny problem for her. Naturally, as ever with Meghan, she wants it to be about one thing, Meghan. Harry apparently is quite keen to stand behind the lines, as it were, but that's not exactly what you get paid a lot of bucks for, is it? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.